I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And I have to tell you, I hate when the Armageddon Update is actually about Armageddon. That's right. So today, I want everybody to go out and get Grandpa's old duck and cover pamphlets from the 50s, because, ladies and gentlemen, shit has just gotten real.
It's a bomb, duck and cover. Paul and Patty know what to do.
That's right, kids. The nuclear arms race is back, and Russia has kicked it off with an accidental explosion in the White Sea. Yeah, that's right. The Ruskies were testing a nuke, and it went... But Vladimir Putin said, the nuclear explosion poses no threat. Oh, thank God. I think we can believe him. After all, the Russians have never had a problem with nuclear accidents.
Chernobyl. Oops.
Speaking of that, Six Flags Over Chernobyl is now offering Groupons and has 2-for-1s. Now, it's bad enough that the Russians are testing a nuclear-powered missile. Now, get this. This would be a missile powered by a nuclear reactor with unlimited range, and the nuclear reactor is traveling at 22 times the speed of sound. What could possibly go wrong? That doesn't sound dangerous or something that would kill all life it comes into contact with for 1,000 years. Now, the missile they were testing can travel worldwide and deliver a nuke to anywhere in the world. It also has a sister torpedo, also with a nuclear reactor in it, in the ocean. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. But Russia needs to get some duct tape and some baling wire because the missile blew up on the test stand and dropped into the water. That's right. A nuclear explosion that killed 5 scientists and then dropped raw nuclear radiation into the sea. I'm not panicking. Are you panicking? You're panicking. Shut up. Deep breath, everybody. So, post-explosion, the nuclear monitoring equipment that monitors nuclearness was shut off. First 2 radiator monitor stations near the explosion were turned off, and then 2 more further away from the explosion, downwind and down tide. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. So we got Russian soldiers warning villagers to leave and not touch anything, radiation monitoring equipment with their switches flipped, but it's going to be fine, right? In fact, here's John Bolton, our defense secretary, and OG Wilford Brimley mustache grower.
This is an example of Russia trying to make technological advances in their ability to deliver nuclear weapons. Something obviously has gone badly wrong here.
Something has gone wrong here? Yeah. The Russians are building zombie Skynet nukes that can hold us hostage forever, idiot. That it blew up is the only thing that went right.
Cruise missiles largely stolen from American technology.
I'm sorry, what? They stole stuff from us that we don't even have yet? What, are we storing our nuclear secrets on Facebook? But don't worry, Warhawks. To counter this nightmare, we also this week just broke a treaty from 1987 and tested our own mid-range missiles with a range of 500 kilometers. Our nuclear missiles, however, worked perfectly. Damn it. On top of that, we have North Korea cranking off missiles on the daily, Iran enriching uranium, and Saudi buying weapons from us by the goat load. That's right, I said the goat load.
X gon' give it to you.
So now that the arms race has started up again, there are some things we need to know, like how to survive a nuclear holocaust.
It's a bomb, duck and cover.
All right, you can't survive a nuclear holocaust. And if you do, you'll just wish you were dead. Bye, kids. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. What's that noise? Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. That was the Armageddon Update regarding the new arms race. I'm so excited. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
Yeah. That's a bizarre. That's better. Oh my God. Use it. I like it. And by the way, in this week, our guest is going to be our producer, PZE.
PZE!
Because Jon Cryer said no. We're going to get Jon Cryer on the show.
Who is Jon Cryer? I know who he is
don't
on Twitter.
2.5 Men. He was in all these movies,
Oh,
all these
yeah.
80s movies. He's funny as hell. What are you doing? What are you, 12? Oh my God. When he's here, there'll be a day Jon Cryer is sitting here, and I'm going to be like, why don't you tell who you are?
I have seen him on Twitter. It's weird how now we know people from Twitter. And so when you say Jon Cryer, I see this little tiny blue circle, and inside of it is a bald guy with a small beard. That's
true.
him, right?
Yes.
Because I
He's not
know
all the way bald though.
She does remember Jon Cryer.
Partially,
He's
right?
shaven. He's more baldish-esque.
Getting there.
Bald-esque, I would say.
he talks about it. So I see him on
So,
Twitter.
So here's the thing. Here's the problem we're having, guys, with the podcast. So I come in, usually find out what's going on in the news, start watching the news really hard Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday, I kind of form what the Armageddon update's going to be. Tuesday morning, I write it, and then we come in and film it. The problem is with this psychotic administration is that every time I do one, that's not the news anymore. Like the nuclear arms race is blowing up again.
Yeah.
Like Russia blew up a nuke. Russia blew up a nuke on a test stand, and it poured and jumped into the water of the ocean of the planet Earth. And we're like, yeah, what did Trump say? Did he say some more stupid shit? And so the news has already moved on. By the way, I have to say, Peasy, good job on the stuff we did, the extra stuff we did on the Armageddon update. It was awesome. So I want to talk about the craziness.
Wait, take that compliment.
Yeah, take it. You did
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
do that. The goat thing was crazy.
Oh yeah, the goat.
Yeah, because I have this idea. So seriously.
He's very nervous.
Yeah, but
He's
here's the thing.
stressed
Here's
right
the Peasy.
now.
Like I come in with an idea, and I'm like, hey man, all right. So I wrote it, and I said, you know, we're giving him a goat load of missiles, a goat load of weapons. Yeah, that's right, goat load. And so I go to Peasy, I go, hey Peasy, could you give me a picture of a goat with missiles on it? Which is the dumbest sentence. Like no one ever asked that, and you're like, yeah, I could do that. And then he takes it to the next level with music, put some DMX behind it. It was pretty crazy.
He's very good at doing that job.
You sound like an ant. He is very good.
Well, he's having some stress today about
Yeah.
being on the podcast, and so
We're gonna talk about that.
I'm talking about it just to make his stress even worse. Actually, I think
Yeah, it's
he's
working. Actually.
Good.
It's making
Good.
it worse.
He ran around like a crazy person,
Right.
changed his shirt, put on the piston shirt,
Worried about his haircut,
put on a hat.
right?
Didn't want to do.
So did you.
I did as well
Yeah.
because I also did not have time to do my hair.
Oh, you'll notice, but guys, at the Armageddon update haircut and this haircut, two totally different haircuts because there was a 2-day space before we did. Now, usually we do it on Wednesday. We didn't do it on Wednesday because I was bad and I made Rachel mad, and she basically told me to get out of her life for a day, and I did. I was really bad, wasn't
It
I?
was a very good day.
I was. So, and I apologize for being bad
Thank you.
again, live on camera. So let's talk about this. So we have basically a nuclear explosion out in the White Sea. The Russians are telling people there's radiation coming. We set off a Trident missile. We actually broke a treaty. Did you know that?
Yes.
So yes, we had a treaty that we would send missiles. Well, nothing could be medium range. We couldn't go farther than 500 kilometers. Or kilometers.
I like that you say kilometers.
It's kilometers.
Yes,
We couldn't go more than 500 kilometers.
Quite like it.
And we did. We actually sent off a Trident missile that can carry a nuke
That's
warhead.
so weird that we're doing something that it would be against a treaty or against, say, the Constitution or,
Yeah, agreements we made.
tradition.
Like
law.
the Iran agreement that and then we broke that, and then the Paris
of
Accords,
them.
which we broke,
Yeah, it's weird. And now the Constitution.
is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we're going to hold
yeah.
brown people indefinitely. Did you hear that? That's a new rule. Yeah, so we have a thing called the rule of law, and then we have a thing called the Constitution, and we have a thing called no representation with incarceration without representation.
Mhm.
Explain it to me. I know
Sure.
that's right.
You're
No,
doing
come
a
on,
great
help
job.
me. I am not. Hi, people. Welcome to Learning with Titus. Actually, Titus Learning.
LEARNT. You learned.
I learned it.
I learned to.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
And also now people aren't allowed to come to the border to ask for asylum.
Right. We
We've
cut off
shut that
asylum, which
down.
is also in the Constitution. So we basically, we're fucked pretty much as a group, right? And
Well,
yet,
actually, we're white.
oh, right, we're
so-
good.
Yeah.
We're good.
But if you care at all about everyone else on the planet, then except the planet's melting down. So
Oh, right. The planet, we've
I don't
climate
know.
change. Sorry.
Yeah, so that too. All those scientists have now been fired that were working on
That's-
climate change science.
But so you mean the guys that proved that climate change existed and were studying it, how to fix it, have
Yes.
now what happened to them?
They were told that they either had to transfer to Kansas City and accept that transfer or lose their job. job. And so that entire department has shut down.
So they moved people from D.C., where they were actually close to the White House, and could go, here's what we found out. Now they got moved to Kansas City. For what reason?
They didn't. Most people didn't, obviously, because they know that it's a joke. They're not really going to continue to work on climate change. He's shutting the whole program down and tried to keep it a secret. This is the thing with his administration. Everything that he's tweeting that we're talking about on his stupid, fat, slimy, greasy, sweaty, obese Twitter is not what's really happening. Underneath, you have
That's how fat he is. Even his Twitter is greasy.
fat. Yeah, I was thinking she was gonna say fingers. Yeah.
He's got gross Twitter. That's how fat this dude is.
Somebody
Obese
tweeted
Twitter.
yesterday that he's an alpha male, and that's why we're all mad, because we're all snowflake pussy liberals. And then someone put a picture of him from the side in his golf outfit with this giant greasy waddle, and even his lips are just lips because they're being squeezed like squeezing a zit. It's like
Yeah, his
all
face-
the force is pushing his eyeballs and his
his
lips
face,
out.
his face is so bad it's trying to push his lips off his face.
Yes.
Yes.
And someone put that picture of him and his big panty line and his big giant ass and gut and said alpha male,
Alpha.
LOL.
He's not an alpha male. He is shaped like a lowercase a.
Yes.
He really.
But my point being is that underneath all the stuff that everyone's like, shiny object talking about, that he's tweeting about, this is what's happening underneath.
He's basically taking down all our norms.
Yes.
And I think that, I don't know if we talked about it, they wanted to change, I think it happened after we did last week's, one of the guys pitched a change to the poem on the Statue of Liberty.
Yes. Oh, that.
To give us,
yeah,
give
yeah,
us
yeah.
your poor, you're tired, you're huddled masses yearning to breathe free as long as they can pay their own fucking rent. It was. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing. So we are losing, and here's what you got to pay attention to, people. We are losing our country bit by bit. And a lot of people have commented on the American flag behind me. The reason it's sitting up there is because more than anything, this country has given me everything. It really has. The freedom to do what I do, the freedom to, even the jokes I write, and so many right-wingers co-opted that like they're Americans. And we need to start getting loud as Americans who are noticing our fucking country is getting slowly, and he's doing it with a planer. He's doing it with like he's just a constitutional planer. He's not just shutting it all down. He's taking this right, taking this right. And one day we're just going to look around and go, wait, we've had concentration camps full of Mexican people for how many years now?
I know, but that's why I keep thinking people are stupid. Like, even the media.
They are.
So we are talking about this week that he wants to buy Greenland, which is not for sale.
Yeah, I didn't see any
How
signs.
absurd,
That
how
was
absurd.
How absurd! Yeah,
Yeah, it's
absurd.
it's
He
worse
couldn't
than
even say that word.
It's worse than that was a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah,
Absurd.
So, but-
yeah.
Absurd.
But
It's absurd.
This is what we're talking about, and it's ridiculous. Of course, he can't buy Greenland, but everyone's talking about it,
Yeah.
and so no one's paying attention to what's actually happening. That's what I'm saying. I hate that the media covers it. What would make him most insane is if that no longer worked. If the crap that he threw out, people were just like, whatever, and just doggedly reported the factual things that are
Right.
happening, then his head would explode.
So what are the hard things? So you're right. The Greenland thing was a joke. Do you think
the economy?
Do you think he's this smart that he's actually doing it, or do you think it's an instinct thing?
I do.
Is
I
it-
do not think that he is intellectually smart. I think that he is street smart. And so in a really sleazy, cheesy way, nobody should know who he is, period.
True.
No, he burned through his dad's money. I mean, no, he's a bankrupt. He's failed at everything.
$921 million
We
loss.
should not know who he is, but he's brilliant at PR for himself. He's brilliant.
He gave himself an
that.
award. What happened recently? So here's the weird, and we're talking about it, and then we're going to get
Michigan
to so
Man of the
so guys,
Year.
just so you know how he diverts. Here's what he does. He actually comes up with some crazy shit, and and Stephen Miller's behind him. You going writing policy, and they're putting that through, and then Mitch McConnell's going, and then I'm done with it. I'm just by the Stephen Miller, Mitch McConnell. I'm just my impressions of all of them. He's like BMW huffing.
Can I get Nancy Pelosi?
And
I was hoping you wouldn't.
And
but
now
you
Titus
did.
does Congress noises as impressions.
Okay, AOC.
AOC.
Okay.
All right. Stop. I've already done.
Okay, one
more.
more. Lindsey Graham.
How was I about that guy? How was I about how? Come on. I couldn't go gayer with that.
Well, you could have.
I could have, but Lindsay already has. So here's what he did. He started, the Greenland thing came up. Then they were playing something. I was watching Chris Hayes last night, and they were playing something where Donald Trump says in an interview flat out, he goes, sometimes I just give myself awards. He goes, I pay for the award, and they give it to me, and it's a real award. He goes, so I'm not lying. And they have tape where he says this.
Yes.
So they went through all these awards. They said they gave him Michigan gave him a Man of the Year award. Never happened. Yesterday he said the log cabin group gave him an award.
He was asked how he feels about the fact that his administration is enabling these laws and practices to come back that hurt LGBTQI
E-I-E-I-O.
And he responds by saying, well, actually, I'm very popular. They love me. Actually, I received an award yesterday from the Log Cabin Group. The Log Cabin Republicans is their name, and he did not win an award. They announced that they would endorse him, at which point the leader stepped down because she said she could not look her children in the eye if she supported him. But they're Republicans. They didn't give him an award. And then he transitions into something that kind of has to do with voter suppression. And the reporter goes, the exact quote is, "Sir, what does that have to do with my question?" And then he kind of rants on him about fake news.
Fake
you guys
news. That's
do
what
this.
you guys are always doing. You're always trying to get your questions answered, you bunch of pieces of shit. So the funny thing to me is the log cabin Republicans voted him to get what to endorse him. They voted to endorse him.
They were just going to endorse him in the 2020.
Did it in a democratic way, which he doesn't seem to care about.
Shocking, because they're called the Log Cabin Republicans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And right. And then the president's like, fuck that, I'm out. I love that. It really goes to prove that there's still Justin Amash. There's some people that are out there that are still like, nope. We had dinner this last week. We can't talk about this. Can we talk about this, you think?
I think
I haven't heard it, right?
I think we can.
Well, so we can't say who or what.
Oh.
But so there was someone very, very high up politically at this dinner.
Someone that even I knew from his little picture on Twitter.
Also bald.
Bald. Huge. Like when I say his name, even today we said his name to a couple of people and people were like, no way. Yeah. When we say we had dinner with
Wicked smart too.
Yes, a well-known comedian had a dinner and this was the guest of honor, and it's all sort of arranged so that this comedian does this, I guess, and arranges it so that the person of honor can be asked a bunch of questions about what's going on in the world and politics, and everyone listens. You don't talk amongst yourselves. You kind of all be part of this one big conversation.
You actually can't.
Yes.
It was at Kathy Griffin's house.
Oh, okay.
She talks shit all the time about everybody. So Kathy Griffin has us over for dinner, and we don't realize it's basically, as Ray said, dinner for schmucks. Like there's a bunch of people.
I thought we were her schmucks.
Yeah, and so we're there. She said, because there was a bunch of Republicans there. There was Jeffrey Epstein's attorney was there.
Like current.
Yeah, the guy who was like who his partners were in jail with Jeffrey Epstein 2 days before Jeffrey Epstein offed himself.
It sounds like a fun party.
It's really cool.
It kind of was. It was really cool. And there was another attorney there, and it's funny.
You're kind of now just telling it all, which is sort of surprising.
We can't. Kathy Griffin. By the way, Kathy Griffin. That her entire career is built on this.
Was Kanye there?
No.
Kanye.
He heckled. He yelled from across the street, "Shut the fuck up!" That's because we were laughing. So this guy starts telling us about, and I start asking. You know me, I'm going to ask what I believe. I'm going to, I go to this guy very high up politically, and I said, what do they have on Lindsey Graham? And he says a lot.
Wow.
And then he told us what they had. And when it comes out, Lindsey, just come out. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Let me just say, it's exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
Times 2.
Yeah, and a little bit. There's a little bit of nasty.
It's exactly what you think it is, except you add illegal.
A little tiny bit of illegal in it.
Tiny bit.
You want to guess?
tiny bit.
Well, I mean, are you allowed to talk about this? Like,
No, you see how he.
No, if I die, if I get killed, we'll know this. I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
We'll know then.
I'm sure they'll kill us
So-
first.
Yeah, sure.
So I asked him. I go, no, they won't. I asked him. I said, no, you leave the other people around.
witnesses.
I asked him. I said, why would Lindsey Graham go to one golf, like hate Trump to the point where he's ripping on him daily, and he have one golf game and then support him 100%. And I asked him what it was, and he told me. He told me what it was. This
That
guy
was the
didn't. He
coolest
didn't care
thing-
though.
No, he pulled no punches.
No, he
he
didn't
told
care.
us every single thing we asked, which was really kind of cool. He is, he's responsible for raising money. He's run some very big campaigns. He has a super PAC right now for.
Justin Amash.
Yep.
Who's, by the way,
okay.
who's the only guy who has the integrity to go, I'm out of the Republican Party. You guys are douchebags. I'm done. And so he walked. He was like, nope. He goes, this is not what I signed up for. You guys. And so this guy, anyway.
It was pretty legit. He was like, "Oh, if I need money for a campaign, I just meet with the Koch brothers." Like he's
Yeah.
Can you tell us like a name that rhymes with his name?
no.
So I probably could. He has no problem saying it. So here's what I'll say. Here's what I found out. I guess I think I'm cynical. I really do. I believe that I'm a cynical dude. I don't. I believe there's no. There's goodness is rare. But I thought that there was some little bit left in politics. Sitting at this dinner with this dude and talking to him about what was going on, all it is money. I didn't know this, people. I know you all think I'm stupid now. I didn't know it's all money. This guy was going state by state, district by district, telling exactly how much it would take to win that district. And it was crazy. It's all money. And I said to him one time, I go, we got to get rid of Citizens United. Citizens United was where they basically said that that corporations are people and they can give as much money as they want to a political campaign. And he goes, no. He goes, that made me really rich. He goes, now if I just want money, he goes, I want to get this guy elected. I call the Koch brothers and go, I need $15 million. And they send it to me and I get my 15%.
And the thing that made me really sad was that he said, absolutely no way is Mitch McConnell going to lose the Senate seat. No way. We all love the Air Force badass woman that's running against him. And he said, no, it's all money. $28 million. You pump that into that state. McConnell wins again. He said, not a shot in hell.
God, I hope he's wrong. There was
I do too.
So there was a bunch of Republicans there, and then these hardcore lefties. I like to consider myself in the middle somewhere. I am. I'm not super far left.
He's not even. Oh my gosh.
No, compared to who? Compared to Bernie? God no.
Leaning left though. Leaning left.
Leaning.
Fiscally conservative, socially
Falling
liberal.
left.
That's just what you say.
That is
You're
true.
Really left.
What does
You're
that mean?
more left than you've ever been since I've known you.
And so are you. When I met you, you were not at all.
It's a lot of former. I'm a recovering Republican.
Me
And
too.
It's only because
Me too.
you were never okay.
I did 3 times. Yes.
I know, but that doesn't make you a Republican.
No,
having
Reagan,
if you can count
Reagan
on one hand how many times you voted Republican.
Reagan, HW, and Perot. Sorry, that's not really Republican.
Okay, so 2.
Well, and the crazy guy. Yeah, I like the crazy guy. I will. You can guess I would vote for the crazy guy.
Yes,
You didn't
of
vote for
course.
Nixon, right?
No, he's not old enough to vote for the. How old do you think I am?
Pretty old, apparently.
I remember when Calvin Coolidge about his policies, I said, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
What a dick.
You're really left, but
No, not
I
compared to
think
Bernie
that a lot
or
of us
Elizabeth
are
Warren.
now we're like, because the Republican Party is getting so crazy. It's crazy.
It's not even the Republican Party anymore. If you look down you
Right.
look down the tenets of the Republican platform, it's not a follow 'em anymore. They were all lack of government and fiscal conservatism. The budget deficit this year is $1 trillion. The budget deficit
Yeah.
this year
Wow.
since Trump. Obama didn't do that.
Yeah, but no one's talking about that.
You're right. They're talking about buying Greenland.
That's my whole point.
How can we buy Greenland if we just spend $1 trillion on a deficit?
Well, the thing about him too is you have to think, okay, when it sounds super duper crazy, what's he covering up? And just go look for that. Well, right now we're possibly hinging on a recession, which he knows he's done.
Yeah.
The only thing that keeps him hanging on by his fat, greasy, stubby, tiny fingertips.
ever.
Fact
Best
winner.
economy
Which
ever.
isn't true anyway, but
No,
at
it's not true.
least it's a good economy. But already the Fed just lowered interest rates 0.25%, which in history has only ever accompanied a recession, and he's saying that he wants them to lower it even more, but not because it's a recession. It's because he wants everybody to be super rich.
He said we already are. He said consumers rich. So I don't want to talk about this guy much anymore. We'll talk about something else. I want to talk about his. I think people get to this place where I think your point is well taken, and people, you got to listen to Ray. Whenever something stupid like Greenland comes up, or he's talking about Jim Acosta's a jerk or whatever, look what they're really doing. You look behind him at Stephen Miller and Mitch McConnell. You know, Nancy Pelosi's going to get involved.
Lindsey Graham.
And Lindsey Graham. And then now I have something new to do. She's happy. As long as she's happy.
I love Mitch McConnell. I knew Lindsey Graham was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I was not disappointed.
So what do we do?
If you guys aren't watching this, by the way, go look at the video just so you can see that part.
By the way, guys, we are now, if you're listening on Libsyn or Podbay or Spotify or whatever, or Apple iTunes, Titus Podcast is now on video. You got to go to our YouTube channel, Christopher Titus TV, and you can watch it. We're also releasing the Armageddon updates also, so you can show your friends and send those out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's blow this up. Let's make this get good. You know, I mean, are we making it good?
Yes,
I don't
it's
know.
amazing.
It's awesome.
He's very stressed about all of it. So
Yeah, so we got to talk about Peasy. Peasy has a girlfriend.
he has a girlfriend.
Peasy has a
Yes, I do.
girlfriend. I'm so happy for you. This is your first girlfriend.
The first
not
ever.
No,
No.
Ron, no, you've had women, but like this is your first serious like girlfriend, right?
Oh,
If
my
you-
first?
Yeah.
First? No, I mean, we never officially dated.
No, but
before.
I mean, but this was the
You've
one.
had girlfriends before. He
Yeah,
has?
yeah.
For how
but I
long?
think-
Yeah, but he had
So-
girlfriends like I had girlfriends. They stole his TV. They sue
know,
him.
but-
They sue him in
Just a
small
normal-
claims
I know,
court.
but he called them girlfriend. You were with the one
Yeah.
crazy girl for a couple years.
Yeah, yeah. You were I think he was referencing the girl I'm dating as the first girl I've ever dated before, because I've known her for 19 years.
But you
right?
never dated her.
But I
No,
didn't date
he
her.
meant this is your first real girlfriend ever.
Feels like the first one, but no.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So what happened was they knew each other for 19 years.
Mhm.
He was in love with her a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But she, you know, he didn't know. He's peasy, so he was like, oh, he's doing. He's Groucho. He's all a puppy. Never told her. So then Nick
Because
explained what
that
happened.
always works.
The whole story? That's a
Yeah,
long
women
story.
love when you don't tell them stuff.
Yeah, it's a long story. I don't know.
Well,
It's not
don't
that
tell the
long.
one.
Do
Tell
the
the
short- do a
abbreviated
short version.
one? Okay, I haven't worked on the short one.
I haven't worked on it. Have you
It's a
worked
bit?
on
Are
the
you
long
working on-
I
one?
worked on a long.
Yeah, what are you? Is it a one-person show that you're working
Well, I
on?
just
about
go
your
with
rela-
it, and it ends up being so long naturally. So I
Have
think
you
that's
written
why.
this at home?
No.
So you knew
No.
her. You knew her for 19 years.
Yeah, yeah.
You were friends for a long time. Hung
yeah,
out.
yeah. I met her when I was 12, and
Okay.
we talk on the phone.
Yeah, it's gonna be long if you
Yeah.
started at 12.
Okay, landline, phone, talked all the
Got
time. 2 hours. Bam, bam. Okay, 2 hours.
Landline.
Mom picks up on the other end.
Who
He's
Says,
just
"I
using
need to
one
go out."
word.
Yeah, one word.
We're still at 12 though.
Yeah.
We're still at 12. Okay, we'll
Okay.
jump forward. Okay, so I stayed in touch with her. We are friends through high school. I thought I was just her friend.
Yep.
And that's that. I've always liked her, hung out with her a lot.
But that's what you
Yeah.
did. You never told her you wanted to be more than friends.
I did when we were 12, and then after that summer.
Yeah, but you at 12, I can imagine.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
I hang out with
kids.
you now.
Exactly.
Right. Like at 12, I was like, again,
Yeah,
my,
you think,
as I
yeah.
say in the new show, my teeth, everything was. It looked like people trying to escape a
Hey
nightclub fire.
guys, how's everybody?
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
can we be more than friends?
It would be more. Well, that's my point. We're kids. I was like, I was a kid. Maybe I was being crazy. Maybe she didn't take this seriously.
Right.
Blah blah blah. So we grow up, and I stay in touch. And
Yeah, they were. It
I
was just.
steered,
It was a preteen boners. That's what they.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
those aren't real.
Gosh.
Those aren't real.
um,
By the way, that's my next movie. Preteen boners. There's 3 kids. Go ahead. Finish.
You're starring in that, right?
No, I am not.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. Anyway, should I go? Should I continue? I don't want to
Keep going.
See what that was? Did you see what that
Yeah,
just
it was very
That's
subtle.
called a filter.
It was good.
See how I did that?
I don't have
thought
that.
about saying something and then I didn't
I
say
don't
it.
have
I
those.
know, and that's why we're working on this.
And that's
Sorry.
why I'm at the comedy club. I'll be at this weekend. I'll be at Flappers in Burbank
Tonight
with
and
no
tomorrow,
filter.
With no
That might be the next special.
filter.
That might be the next special's name. Titus, no filter. People are like, hey, did he have one up till now? Yeah, let's take it off.
You never had one. Even our friend Lash Guy Greg just said that to me today because we had dinner with him 2 nights ago.
What did I say the other night at dinner?
And you just don't hear yourself, and so And so he said, after dinner, I saw him today, and he said, wow, he really doesn't give a shit what people think. And I said, no, he really doesn't. He goes, yeah, he
That doesn't
says
sound like-
whatever comes to his mind. He really just says anything, doesn't he? And I said, yeah, he goes, and he really takes you by surprise sometimes when it's about you. And I said, yeah.
What did I say about Last Guy Greg?
13 years in, it still sometimes takes me by surprise.
Man,
you know?
that's a personality flaw. That is not a good thing.
Well,
It's good for this. It's good for
Yeah.
jokes, but it's not good for
it
being
works
around
on
people.
stage too, because you never
Right.
think through what you say, so you're quick. If anything happens, you immediately say something.
But you have to on stage. Maybe
Right.
that's where I develop it because you got to remember.
No.
I've been doing.
That's good for Twitter.
No,
too.
no. 19. No, I
Twitter.
didn't have any other job except for this and working in a warehouse.
yeah,
So
but I've heard
I had-
your dad was exactly like that. Too.
yes, my dad was exactly.
So
like
I
that.
don't. I think
That's valid.
you were groomed.
I was.
Your asshole was groomed.
What? What?
Wait.
How about That's we're back to Lindsey Graham.
Speaking of Harry's.
No.
Wait, what?
No, we're gonna lose this
Harry's
account.
razors. Keep your asshole groomed.
Oh my god.
I didn't mean it. I meant the
And by the way,
Was
she's
Hitler,
saying that
now
you're.
it's this?
I
She's
know.
saying that if your boyfriend's an asshole, get him a razor. That's
No.
what she said.
Oh my
No?
God.
I really never mind. We can move on from this and learn from this. Don't yawn.
I like that I'm the one without the.
Oh, you
I'm
yawn
the one.
when you're nervous.
Wait it.
You're
No,
on
I'm tired.
toes.
I'm the one with the filter problem. She just said groom your asshole, and I'm the one with the filter
I know,
problem.
but I meant. You know what I
Hmm?
meant. Everybody knows what I mean. I
No.
meant your father cultivated
Yep.
your asshole. I mean,
What?
like-
This is it's getting
Uh,
way. You're
You should put a filter
Can
on
we get the
yourself.
backhoe in? She's digging a hole. No, we need a bigger. No, bring it in.
you
Bigger
know, like
filter.
he watered it, he tilled it,
He just.
he
my,
spoke to it because
I was raised. You're right. I was raised by a single father who had this amazing ability to say whatever came to his
amazing.
mind.
I've heard many people think it was
And
amazing.
sometimes it was really funny. The funny thing about Dad is Papa Titus, guys. He wouldn't. Sometimes he was unintentionally funny. Like he would just be watching TV and say the craziest shit, and he would be like, "Look at this guy! Look at this!" And he would go off on this tangent. He goes, "You know, man." He goes, "Here's the problem: when the Chinese built the railroad, had this guy been there, the railroads would have been finished quicker." And we're just burst out laughing. Yeah, we were just like, "What, Dad? What did you mean?"
Imagine how he would be like today.
Oh, he would lose. He would have lost his mind. The one thing about my dad is when you're like my dad and I, when you have you hate bullies, but you have the ability to be one,
Mhm.
and you use it against bullies. He would hate Trump. He would be even if he was a Republican, he'd be like, "Man, this dude's crazy."
By the way, really perfect time to say that this podcast was brought to you by Harry's today. After that whole conversation, then we'll get back to your story that's going absolutely nowhere.
It was too. We stopped it.
It really
It-
wasn't.
I mean,
it was, he
it was
needs
stopped.
a minute to think
was-
of. It was really
yeah.
like at a screeching. It was like
No, we
This
pulled
is
the
point where
emergency
yeah,
brake.
this is the point
We-
where we cut back in editing to where in the middle of us talking, you start cutting me off, and then you go on, and then we cut back to
No.
you going, "It was going nowhere."
You don't
and I
have
just-
time. You got to get
Yeah.
on a plane.
Yeah,
So
but I think I have time.
you don't
now.
have time to edit
Yeah.
it.
The problem with
I do
this,
it now. I
the
do.
problem with
we were
this,
still at 12.
Oh,
I just
God.
want to move
All right.
this. I'm going to give him a second to think.
Guys,
For those who are listening, we were in high school at that point.
Harry's Razors.
Had we gone
we
to
were
high
in high
school?
school at that point.
Oh, well, that was pretty.
Yeah.
Harry's
Yeah.
Razors. Two guys
Harry's
started a
Razor.
company. They actually bought a German factory because they were tired of paying $32 for a handle and two blades. So if you go to Harry's Razors right now, use Harry's
Oh, here we
forward
go.
slash
No.
Titus. Yes.
No, that was not.
Harry's.com forward slash Titus.
That was better, but Jay Moore says you can't say forward.
I don't care what Jay Moore says. He's not here today.
So, what? Okay, all right. 100% quality guarantee. Also, right now, so you can get they're calling it a summer refresh your wallet and your face.
Pray tell.
Get the
What
Harry's
do you
trial
get?
set. It comes with the weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor, rich lathering shave gel, which I love, and travel blade cover, also love. Stopped cutting myself every time I reached into my travel bag,
Yep.
considering how much we travel. All you have to do to get this trial set, it's free, so you just pay the shipping, which I think is like a couple bucks, if that. Harrys.com forward slash Titus, Harrys.com slash Titus.
You will not be unhappy. Harry's face a day. That travel cover, you're right. I used to reach into my
Yes.
bag and I cut my fingernail once. Like
Yeah,
it slashed my
yeah.
fingernail and I had to rip it off. And I ripped off like half my
Woo!
fingernail.
Think
It's bad.
about Harry's blades is they last forever, but they are so sharp.
Yep.
And so you have to be very careful.
Don't go sideways.
Don't.
What are these cuts from then? The Band-Aid.
Oh, this is from doing
'cause he
ninja,
works
ninja
out.
stuff, working out at the gym.
Some man.
Working out badly at the gym.
Those are blisters.
yeah.
Filling some tax.
He said he might start wearing gloves to
Yeah.
the Ninja Sunday at Tony's house, and I told him you cannot be the only man to show up.
Yeah, and I was
in
going to wear
gloves.
white gloves. I was going to wear like opera gloves. Just hello, everybody. Let's go. Let's ninjas up. Let's do this. Oh, excellent, excellent.
By the way, Tony would probably love that.
That lache was phenomenal.
He would probably
Glove
like it a
slash
lot.
me.
Yeah, just be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Bad form.
That'd be awesome.
Lift with your legs.
To show up totally geeked out in like ninja gear and opera gloves.
You should.
Yeah, the blood would come through the gloves. Everything.
Just wear a fencing suit. You know.
You guys, we're idiots. You and I went to the dermatologist day before yesterday, and I was getting a laser, and in between the treatment, all the girls there know me. They knew my mom, and I had to go to the bathroom. And so she goes, well, let me grab you a gown. And they didn't have gowns, but they had these paper. I should post this picture on Instagram.
Please do.
They took a picture of me. The girls in the office were laughing so hard. Martha was bent over, holding on. She was like snorting. She was like, you gotta show this. They're paper shorts, but they're short. They're like,
Big square.
but they're square.
Paper?
They're folded in half. They're paper, like
Yeah.
disposable for a hospital. I don't know why you would need
Okay,
shorts.
yeah.
I don't know. Even the doctor was like, I don't know why we have these, but elastic waist. And so my waist is much smaller than the paper. So the paper shorts are out like this. Well, you know me, once I realized I was funny
Where were you getting a laser?
at the dermatologist, remember?
Why were you out of your clothing?
Oh, well, because I was on the table.
Why were you out of your clothing getting your something lasered on your face?
It's a long story. I'll tell you later.
Doesn't sound like.
The
I was
doctor
getting
was nice
something.
looking.
I was getting something
Right.
lasered on my thigh because I had. But it's a lot anyway. So
Did I know about this? You didn't tell me about this.
Yes, you did.
What happened on your thigh?
Oh my God!
It's a
I'm not
tumor.
gonna tell it on the podcast. Do you mind? Let's move on.
Big shorts.
I had on
Tumor.
big shorts. That was my whole point. And once I realized, I know, right? See what I mean? Like he just can't. Our whole life, I would kick him under the table. We'd be at a dinner party because he would be
What are you
telling
kicking?
something that he couldn't tell that I had told him. I'd kick him under the table and he goes, "Ow, why do you keep kicking me?" So this is what I'm talking about. And now you can't, you're just spinning right now. You can't.
No, it's called living in the moment. I live in the moment,
It's not.
and I recognize the moment as it happens. You, on the other hand, live in the future that scares you, and you live in a dark world that nothing has to be
Here's
talked
the
about.
I feel like there's a lot of
amazing
yous
thing.
going on here. A lot of you are doing this and you're doing this. and
Here's the
you're doing
amazing
this.
thing.
A very
Laser
accusatory.
will get rid of any discoloration. So if you get a mole
Right.
or melasma or anything like that, and you know the dermatologist, this was actually with Heidi, they will just laser it right off so you have no discoloration. So,
Oh.
and I'm obsessive about stuff. So I was like, I have a red spot right there. And she was like, bzz. Anyway, paper shorts,
I got to see the picture.
walking up and
Can't
down
we-
the
we
hall.
So
all-
you've gone and done this. You've gone and got your mole.
Yeah,
It was not a mole.
Well, something like that.
So, what was it?
She's a mole for moles.
It
I don't
was-
know what.
It was not a mole. It was a red
What-
spot.
Why did we talk about this?
Jesus, what just happened? We've lost our mind. It's not a mole. What is wrong
I'm
with
very
you?
confused right now.
I am. I'm frightened. I don't
A
even know
little
what.
bit.
It
What
was
else
just
did they
just
take
like a
out here?
red spot. I don't know. Those aren't moles, right?
And you just had to have it
But
taken.
mole
out.
sounded funny when he said it.
You just had to have it taken off. You're like, this red
I
spot.
get everything lasered. I've done this so many times. If you just go and tell the dermatologist who loves us, hey, I have like a red
Have you
spot.
s- have
Maybe
you
it's a
s-
mole. I
You've
don't
seen
know.
my
Mosquito
back.
bite?
I would be in the laser forever. They would.
See, you have real moles and you like big mole. You can't laser those. You have to cut those off. You're moley.
Guacamole.
You're moly too,
But your freckles, like see this on your arm?
right?
You could look at this. You could laser every single one of those
I
freckles
have
off.
one I'm worried about. A mole.
Why would I?
Can I show you guys?
Do you know how weird it would have to be?
It's on my butt. But
No,
is it
I don't
okay?
know. No, it is
It's
not.
true. Can
Mole.
we pause it?
No.
Okay.
By the way, if you're whipping your butt out, we're not pausing it because we may need to show this in court.
What has
Okay,
happened?
You started talking about your mole on
If
your
you're
thigh.
concerned about a mole, you can now tell a doc, my doctor. You don't even have to go. You
I can
just
tell your doctor.
No, teledoc.
A doctor.
TELEDOC. Teledoc. Do you know about teledoc?
No.
No,
Are they
no.
sponsoring this the thing? Then don't
Then don't give them
yeah, don't
advertising.
give them advertising.
No, it's just the name. It's the name given to now all doctors, even like GP. You can, instead of going to the doctor, you go on teledoc with your doctor if they do it, or to a generic doctor.
Okay.
You can even do it with psychiatrists.
Like a
now.
doctor chat.
Yes, but you're on video. It's like FaceTiming a doctor. Our insurance.
So he can be at home going, yeah, show me the thigh where the spot is.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah,
You gotta
that's-
check the
insurance-
other side.
Yeah,
Covers
but no
this.
more.
I've never done it before, but we just got a notification from Blue Shield that they do cover teledoc up to a certain percentage. So I guess it's a thing. You just stay on your
God,
couch.
that has to be so much easier for everybody. You get to stay home. The doctors have to deal with idiots all the time. Or if you're going, I think I got something wrong. No, dude. By the way,
Except
it's
you can't.
you
get
had a Cheerio stuck to your chest.
You can't get a spot lasered off of your thigh by staying home and talking to the doctor.
No,
yet.
but you could have he could have looked at your thigh and went, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah, we can laser that.
I just think it's funny because
Your
I didn't
chest has
realize
got
what it
problems.
sounded like to say that I was getting a laser and then why
now
am
let's
I
look
out
at
of
the
my
old
clothes?
left boob.
It is pretty weird. Anyway, that was a long
Do you want me?
detour.
Do you want me to actually get those lasers
Nope,
off?
I like your freckles.
Grow them.
I'm freckly.
But
My dad
you
used to say, if you
could-
get in the
you
sun,
need
you
to go
become
get
one
a
big
mole
freck.
checked out. And
Yeah.
they
It
check it
changes
all
colors
out
a lot,
now.
so-
It is not. It's
Is
no
it-
longer.
Is it
let
shape?
me.
Is it round?
It's shaped like a
Is it
little
symmetrical?
pony. kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's not good. That is not good. It's not
got
good
its
at all. If it's
ears.
shaped like a pony, you're fucked.
No, a little pony.
A little-
My little pony.
It's
Your
only
little-
got 3 legs, but it's,
Your little
you know,
pony's on you. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
if it has things coming out,
That's bad.
then that
Oh.
means it's most likely. It could be. It's possibly you're
Yeah.
dying.
Nothing's really coming out of it. Just the shape.
Is it perfectly round?
No,
No.
see.
Then
so
that's a
if there's-
problem.
the
yeah, if
one
it's-
hair that grows out? I mean, it's
Oh.
just,
No,
it's just
pony legs.
normal. I
It's
mean,
got no. It's
I
got
don't have
pony
a-
legs.
This is all
That's
a
the
joke. I'm
pony's
kidding.
mane.
What?
Listen,
It's a
if
joke.
your
You
mole
don't
has
have a mole
pony
at all?
legs, you need to get it
You
checked.
might have a mole. Have you had it checked?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Wanna look
now,
at my
Do you made
ass
this whole
later?
thing up?
Yeah.
Oh, you made this whole thing up?
I do have a small spot, but it's not. I think it's just a normal mole.
Shaped like a
he
pony.
did make it
Yeah,
up, but he's
yeah.
backing out now because
Yeah.
it's sounding grosser.
I mean, it's not
you have
shaped-
a
yeah,
girlfriend. You'll
yeah.
be fine.
Is it shaped like a pony?
It's not shaped like a pony, but
Badger?
it is. You know, it might be something.
What animal is it shaped like?
How's your imagination? What do you want to do?
Amoeba. Amoeba.
I want it shaped like a single cell.
So used to, you could go to the doctor and they would just look at your legs, your arms, and your back. Now you have to put on a gown, get completely naked, and
No,
Wow.
just you have to get. By the way, you know how many times I hear this
you have to
story
spread
from
your
her?
butt cheeks, everything. They look in between your
Both of them?
toes. Yeah,
What?
that's what
No,
spread
let's be
means.
very clear, guys. Okay, Bombshell. Okay, here's the thing. You have this story about everywhere. Now what they do when you go get gas, you have to get totally naked. Now, by the way, when you go to Subway,
That's why I got a
now when you order a
Tesla.
sandwich, you have to get totally
He was
naked.
tired of me getting naked at the gas station, so
Yeah.
we
I was
got a
like, you can't
Tesla.
do this anymore. No, everybody does it. No one else does it. Just you.
Okay, to be fair, and I will say, usually I disagree with you 99% of the time, but this 1%. So he told me I had what turned out to be bronchitis, and I went to our family doctor, who's an older man,
80.
and he told me I had to take off my clothes and my shirt and stuff and put on a gown, and I was like, oh, okay. So he leaves the room. I leave my bra on, put on the gown. He comes back in and instantly goes, no, you have to take off the bra too. And I was like, oh.
Wait, this is a guy too.
Yes,
old
this
man.
is very old man. And this, by the way, this is just around the time.
This is like 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Weren't you training for the fitness thing too? It was like you were like this was right in the middle of that.
Yeah, because that's the only time I was desirable.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Dinghole.
no, I'm not saying.
So,
Even I'm a doc. Okay.
You heard it, right? Okay. Anyway, so
I'm not getting involved.
I'm talking to the hand. I'm
In
talking to the hand at this point.
the inner retard always comes out when I'm annoyed with him. So in hindsight, I do get that maybe he didn't need to see my boobs to listen to my lungs.
Right, with a thing that
Yeah.
goes through your shirt. Right.
In hindsight, I do
Yeah.
see that. But at the time, this was 10 years ago. I was, newer at being alive and, didn't necessarily expect.
Things are different in Los Angeles. You got to get naked all the time.
Yeah.
Gas station.
So
I got an
about-
optometrist.
about
But if you're overweight, you don't have
4
to.
years ago.
I don't know what the thing is about
So
that.
about 4 years ago, I go
Yeah.
back to the same doctor because I have back pain. I did have back pain, but really I just wanted him to give me medicine. I just thought let me see if he'll give me.
On air.
Yeah, totally. And it's like the John Mulaney bit. If you haven't heard it, you should
Yeah.
listen to this John
People,
Mulaney
John Mulaney,
bit.
one of the funniest comedians.
How he
working
ended
in
up
the
getting a
world.
prostate exam because he wanted to get
Medication.
meds from the doctor. So I mentioned while I was there, because I did have bronchitis again, and I said, also, I'm having really bad back pain. And about 2 minutes later, I find myself, I come to, and I'm standing in his office in front of him, doing Kegels in front of him, because that's how he tells me that you avoid back pain, is if he goes, I want you to stand up. No, I want you. And so I did a Kegel, but I was like, he goes, no, you need to actually like put your whole, so I'm standing up going.
Thrusting, and he's off. Well, you didn't tell me this.
Yes, I did.
You were
I told it on
standing-
stage a couple times,
And
actually.
you were thrusting in
Remember?
his office.
I was,
What
and
song
then,
was on?
And then in my, I touched myself by the divinals,
There
which
you
is
go.
weird.
See, that's odd.
When
That's
I
weird.
think about you, I touch myself.
That's weird for that.
No?
By the way, sing it when you go,
don't
do that part.
Anybody else?
Oh,
So, but in that moment, I did stop, and in my head, I went, "Oh no,
You
Christopher
creepy-
was right.
you
he was
creepy
right. Why am
fucker."
I doing Kegels for back pain?"
Why is
Wow.
his phone out?
He wouldn't be moving. He's just staring. Yeah, I mean, this is going into your record.
You were right. I think.
He's drooling.
You think?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna see him this Monday, but
Oh,
no.
at the doctor's office? Or-
She's not. She's got a problem with her foot. She's going naked. Just show up naked. Look, I know what's going to happen anyway.
Can you look at my foot?
See, now, no one asks, when I go to the doctor's office, they don't go, get naked. Never. They just never did. Where hurt?
That's because you don't go to the
Are
doctor.
you sure? That happens sometimes.
I have a lung problem. All right, let me through your shirt. Yeah, you're okay.
You don't go to the doctor.
I go to the doctor.
Actually, that doctor, last time I was there doing Kegels for back pain, he said to remind you, you need to come in for a prostate
And
exam, a
Kegels.
manual one. Yes.
Yeah, and guess what? I don't have to get naked.
Actually, when you get a prostate exam, you involuntarily do Kegels.
Yeah,
But he
when I
keeps-
think about you, I touch myself. Ow.
he became Jerry Lewis. I
By the way,
believe.
Jerry Lewis, you know damn well in his life he did at a dinner did Jerry Lewis getting a prostate exam.
Oh, I'm
'Cause It's
sure.
got to be the funniest
I'm
thing in
sure.
the world.
So he every time I go, he wants me to remind him that he's in the danger zone right now, and he needs to come in to get the old lookity doo in the hooty hoo. And he
You don't
told
have to do it
He
anymore.
does. He did it like that too.
Turn-
Look at he doing the hooty hoo.
At least it was
By
one
the way,
finger.
he's a doctor. By the way, maybe he's 140 years old. That's how they said. That's how I talked about it in the 1800s. Got to get the old who can do the lookity doo.
well, but you said they don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. They can actually. There's a blood test now. I
don't know if that's true.
It's true. They can actually test.
If we have any doctors that listen, please write in and tell us.
Or if you really want to give me a deal on putting your hooty hoo in my fluty doo, hit us on the Titus, ChristopherTitus.com contact page.
Harry's razors.
This podcast. It did sound like an ad, didn't it?
We are so in trouble. We
Okay.
are so in trouble.
So back to your.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
I
we
can't.
made it to high school.
can't.
You were right.
I can't.
I was
do it.
wrong.
It's too long of a story.
You had
No,
gone
it's
to
not.
high
So
school.
then,
It is.
but how did you stumble across her again though? 19 years later, or were you guys still kind of in contact,
We've always been in contact. Yeah.
like just buddies?
She
Yeah,
got
yeah.
married,
She did. Yeah.
and you
She-
stayed in contact.
She
Yeah.
got married, and it was one of those marriages that you hear about. It's one of those marriages that you hear about, and I've had a friend that had this happen. Got married to this girl, love of his life. She was 19, he was like 25. Got married. Within 3 months, she joined the Air Force. He moves to Japan with her.
Oh, yeah.
He walks in about a month after they live in Japan. She's making cookies with another dude wearing just his T-shirt.
See, you have to get naked to make cookies too.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
it happens all the time.
yeah,
All the time.
yeah.
We had salmon last night, naked
Yeah.
salmon.
Struggle is real. So
It's a long
It can't be
Story.
long.
No,
We're
how did- what
already
happened
to
recently? How did you-
2019.
But it also involves information that I don't think I can share right now.
No, that you can't tell. That's why I
There's
told
some-
my story.
there-
That's why I told my
yeah.
story. But when she had a bad
There's
relationship.
some legal.
Yeah.
She had a bad relationship, and then you met her, and then you kind of met her again, and you finally let it go. You're finally a grown ass man now, and you're like,
it's actually it's a long romantic story. I just can't go into.
no,
the
you
full
looked her right in the eyes, and you
details.
said, "I'm not 12
Yeah.
anymore. I'm not 12. I'm a big
Yeah.
boy."
Yeah. But this, as a watered down version,
Yes.
summary, yes, I've known her for 19 years. And
This is
we are,
really
we are
watered
now
down.
dating.
What
It
just
is. There's.
happened?
They kept it way shorter. I
most
think
of
we
the
mocked
time-
him.
Yeah, most of the time when I tell the story, it's. I mean, if I tell the full story, it's like it gets jaw drops. I mean, you love the full story. Come on.
He's written a
It's a
one-man
great-
play.
It's
You've
a
written
great
a
story, and it's
Standing
Yeah,
ovations.
almost every time I tell the story, the response is, "I don't even know if that's true. Is that real?"
This
Like,
happens
it's
to
got a
everybody
lot
who-
How
of
often are you
context.
telling this
This-
story?
I mean, when I'm around
3 shows
close
a night,
friends,
2 shows Friday and Saturday
I mean, I
at
got
the
this
Hudson
many
Theater.
shows, this many things.
Yeah.
I mean,
By the way,
yeah.
oh, you won't be at Flappers this weekend.
because I'm gonna go see her in Seattle.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
so
I was gonna
Yeah.
say he could do the after show.
Right, he could do warm
I
up
could
by
jump up
telling-
there and
oh, he
just
could
tell the
do warm-up.
story.
Either way.
because,
Yeah.
but the core of this story is jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Standing O's all day
Yeah, yeah,
long,
yeah.
biatch.
Except for this story wouldn't be for comedy though, so you guys would be a little bummed out. So
No, we would make
Yeah.
fun of it.
No, we
and
would
it would be
love-
Yeah, you can
funny.
make fun of
Trust
it,
me,
too.
every story has comedy.
Yeah.
How do I know that? Because I wrote a new show called Stories I Shouldn't Tell.
You're right.
Uh,
Every story does.
If you want to come to the show, go to Flappers this week, Friday and Saturday. Next week, where are we?
That's the 23rd and 24th.
Right.
And then next week, we are going to be on Friday the 30th at West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center, Saturday the 31st and 1st at Cleveland Hilarities.
Oh, that's a good club. I like that
Coming
club a lot.
up, Virginia Beach, Richmond, and Falls Church, Virginia.
All new material, 90 new
Yeah.
minutes. And by the way, the podcast also brought to you by Combustion Speedwear. Peasy's wearing one of our shirts right now. This is the Piston shirt.
Yep.
Those of you watching right now, if you know what that is, awesome. If you don't know what that is, on the back of the shirt it says, when you, if you,
Show it, you know?
you don't have to show it. On the back it says, if you don't know what's on the front, you need to slap your dad. Yeah.
This
So it's
podcast also brought to you by Butcher Box.
awesome. Oh, we had another. Oh,
Kind of
that's-
love
Box.
Butcher Box.
I don't just kind of love Butcher Box. Butcher Box, when you get the meat that's that good and it's that clean, and it just doesn't happen. You know, we've stopped kind of buying the meat at Costco because of that. Because
They're,
of Butcher Box.
they're becoming more focused on seafood again, right?
They're
They weren't
yeah.
originally.
Yep.
Well, I told you
Right.
guys last time that they have scallops now, which I'm totally stoked about. But here's the really cool thing. They're doing something kind of crazy cool. But let me just tell you
Kryna?
really quick.
Was it Kryna?
Kind of crazy crew. They have salmon.
Yeah,
So especially
salmon,
like what you're trying to eat healthy, I'm eating healthy. You can go get things like, you're in and out.
Titus eats healthy.
You can
I eat healthy.
You can get all of it delivered, and it's like nitrate free and grass-fed beef and organic and locally sourced, and the salmon is sustainably harvested wild salmon. It's all of the things that you look for that usually cost a lot of money, but because you're doing it in a box and they're shipping it to your house, it cuts out the middleman.
And it's all done by hemp-wearing lesbians. All of it.
No.
That's how
They name
clean.
the animals.
They name the
Yeah.
animals.
So,
They ask them. The animals have to sign
Yeah.
something that it's
There's a
okay.
bio.
That's how good it is.
So
No, but by the way, the meat
they
is awesome.
have
Mm.
you said filet mignon. Oh my gosh. His brain is so
it's
weird.
mignon.
So you can choose from 4 curated boxes, or you can make your own box, which I said last time, and that's what I do. You can actually, it's very cool. You clicky, and then you drag it into your box, and then you have.
Do you,
all
wait,
these
you click on
spaces.
the picture of the meat? and drag-
Yes.
Oh,
it's
then you
so
get to build
cool.
your. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Does
build
it
your
fill up
own
a little
box.
box?
Yes,
Like
it fills
adults
up.
build
So
a
That
you
is
see,
so
Yeah.
fun.
So each box is enough meat for 24 meals, individual size meals. Anyway, so it
You
comes
can also sing though as you click on meat, and the cow goes moo, and the chicken goes like a buck, and the salmon goes
and
Oh
the
my
scallops
go.
go.
I picture scallops always screaming.
One time when I was little, the lobsters screamed that my dad flew home from Maine, and my mom sat in the kitchen and cried. I'll never forget that. The lobsters were in the pot screaming, and you know my mom, how
Was it
emotional
steaming
she was.
sounds or
They
screaming?
were alive, and you have to drop them into a boiling pot so they steam. And she sat down at the kitchen table and cried while the lobsters screamed. And I remember like, what is going on?
Was it really screaming, or is this like
No,
hot
they
air?
scream.
Is
No,
it steam
there's like a
escaping?
noise. They were screaming. Have you ever heard it?
Here's what I don't. Here's what I don't quite understand. Here's what I have to clear up. I have to clear this up.
Okay.
What point would it be for a lobster to scream? Because even underwater, let's say some shark was coming, do lobsters really scream for help?
It's the hot air.
It's steam escape. Lobsters don't
Crabs,
scream.
lobsters, and shellfish are likely to feel pain when being cooked, according to a new
Feel
study.
Do they
They feel
scream?
it, though,
But do they scream?
What do you
Do they have vocal cords?
They okay.
Okay. By the way,
Okay.
this is a much longer conversation. They'd have to have vocal cords. Do lobsters? do lobsters also? Do they also say "mmm"?
Okay,
Do
If
they
they
love
can-
each other?
If they can
Don't-
They
scream,
mate for life.
Okay, let me just say this: the lobsters were screaming. Okay, and my mom was sobbing.
this sounds like this. Really?
And then we ate them for dinner. It was my
Memoirs.
mom.
This
It's
is
crazy.
like the worst Stephen King nightmare.
I know that was my
Memoirs,
childhood.
lobster.
So anyway, we don't have lobster at Butcher Box.
What the fuck?
Feel pain.
This is horrible. What the fuck?
We imagine them screaming.
Yeah.
Super affordable because you cut out the middleman, you cut out the grocery store. Pretty amazingly cheap. You guys
When
got to
we-
go check it out. Here, ready for this?
Yep.
And I know I get overly excited
Yep,
about ads
yes, true.
sometimes, but this is so good. Okay, if you subscribe now, you don't have to subscribe, but you can. If you subscribe, you get ground beef for life. Forever. So sign up today. ButcherBox will send you 2 pounds of 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef free in every box for the life of your subscription, however long you keep it. Plus, you get an additional $20 off your first box. Limited time offer, obviously. So you got to go do it until they realize that it's
Damn.
really, they can't sustain this. So 2
You're right.
pounds, 2 pounds
Just
Free
slaughtering cows.
beef
That's
in every
that's,
box for the life of your subscription, plus $20 off your first box. Go to butcherbox.com/Titus or enter promo code at Titus.
The other thing about it is that
Titus.
we got. I remember we got our first box.
Yes.
We couldn't put all the meat in the freezer. It took us a minute to.
Yep.
We had to reorganize. It was so much meat.
It's crazy.
I have a
I like
question.
ButcherBox.
My grandma
Yep.
was trying to put it in her purse.
Grandma tried to take
What's-
some back
Oh my gosh.
to North Carolina.
She
Meat
did
packing.
too. She did.
So are these prices, just as a future customer maybe, these prices are based upon the package you select?
Correct.
Or is there a base package where you say somebody who likes seafood more than different meats? This is like a base package where you select a few different items. That's
It's like, have
monthly.
you ever done a farm box?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad we started from zero.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah, you order a bunch of stuff.
There's
I've
a
already- I
base
think that's a little better
price.
than
There's
that,
a
but
base price that's
whatever.
very cheap, and
So the
then like
longest
I
ad
do a
we've ever
farm
done.
box as well. I know, but this isn't an ad anymore. I'm just explaining to
All right.
Dildo how it works. So
Wow.
then, depending on what you
you
like,
said it wrong. It starts with a PH and then you
Yeah,
finish off
Fildo.
like that.
Fildo.
Yeah, hello. Get used to it.
Fildo.
Dildo.
Get,
You know,
get
by the way,
real thing.
You know damn well that is not the first time.
That's his
that was his
stage name.
Yeah, that's Fildo. You
That's
know
his
damn well.
stage name
That's
when he
a-
tells his
what's up?
jaw-dropping
Yeah,
one-man
that's-
story.
Yeah, what's up, Fildo?
Yeah.
Did
It's
it
the
used
real
to
thing,
hurt
and
when
no
people said
batteries
it though?
required. What?
When
Oh, that
did
was
that
his
start?
comeback.
When did that start?
That was his
Oh no,
comeback.
that started
When
when
it-
I was like probably like 9.
Tight
8
ass,
or
man.
9.
Some,
Oh,
some,
really?
even as a grown man, someone on Twitter would be like,
Titus?
"Let's go on tight ass." I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Dude, you owe my first grade class of royalty.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
why
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
And you're a grown man. Is that what you had? That's the best you had."
I didn't
better
have
than
one
that.
based on my name. My name
No.
didn't really lend
No.
itself.
Rachel.
Later.
I did meal plan ordering.
But they
before,
did
so-
call me grasshopper because my legs. Because
Yeah.
when I'd
Grasshopper.
sit in science, I'd have to put my legs. They had little
Well, she
kid
also read
desks.
them together and made noises
Scribber.
behind her head.
Yeah.
And then the doctors would go, "You have to get naked."
Yeah, totally. Ear infection, naked.
Naked. Yeah.
Joint pain,
Naked. That's right. You have an ear infection.
Haircut.
Haircut.
Oh,
naked.
always.
You have to. You don't have to. Then they brush you off.
Yeah.
Then they have to brush all the hair
They
off.
were
of you.
taking care of my clothes. That was nice, right?
I'm just looking for
Doesn't
the
happen
cheap.
to the rest of-
I don't want to spend a lot.
So
I want a
there's
little bit of meat.
Right. So there's a
No,
base
it's not a little
price,
bit of meat.
different size boxes, and then depending on what you want, if you like more expensive, like scallops, I'm assuming would probably then.
That was our 52-minute
Okay,
ad.
okay, something like
for
30
Butcher's
bucks a
Box.
month.
There's a base. I didn't say $30
I don't
because
know.
Don't just make up prices now.
butcherbox.com
I'll look.
slash
We're not
Titus.
continuing this ad.
You were.
This ad is over. We've
were.
more than paid for this ad.
I know. I'm telling him instead of asking, he can just go to the website.
I'll go look at it.
Well, for what we've done, they're going to
Harry's.com.
send him free meat. They're going to be like, "Hey, dude, keep it going." I think it sounds like
do you guys get free meat? Give me
it's a
some free meat.
it's a conspiracy at this point.
Grandma. Well, that's because, just so you guys all know, we have to do calls sometimes for ads, and we had a CBD oil one that we're going to do next week, and he kissed so much ass on the advertiser
wasn't
call
ass kissing.
that they're now shipping him his
Yeah.
own samples of it. So
Yeah.
that's what he's up to. If
You're
you're
doing a
wondering.
good job kissing ass. Then
Uh-huh.
I guess that's
Uh-huh.
kissing ass.
Wow,
Okay.
he did it again. He did it again. All right, and now from sea to
Wait,
shining.
Are we done with his?
Yes, we're done for
story?
fucking. We're
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
done with
we're
it.
done.
With
You
his
don't-
story?
He doesn't want us to know. He doesn't want to
no
know.
full story. No,
He
no,
needs
no,
to talk.
it's-
Okay,
it's
so
a good
here's
story.
So here's the thing. By the way, part 2. So you have to talk to Hannah this week and make sure that what we can talk about.
And then I tell you guys.
Yes, we want to hear it. We want if
Alright,
it's that good of a story, standing O.
I know, jaw dropping.
Right. If it's that
Hey,
good.
your jaw dropped. I mean, you did.
I don't know if you told me. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
were upstairs. He was like,
Well,
it reminds me of me and Rachel.
He doesn't
Oh.
remember.
Yeah,
I
we were
love that
sitting
you're
in a
like,
chair.
no,
Yeah.
I made Christopher Titus's
Yeah.
jaw drop, and you're like,
No,
you
no, no,
haven't
no.
told me yet.
No, I remember.
Yeah, we were upstairs.
Well, that's weird.
And you're like,
It's
and
like,
he's
well,
like,
how-
you
how
got to
we-
make a movie out of that.
Do you
That's what
wanna
he said.
hear-
And he named
do
the
you
movie
wanna
The
hear-
19-Year Kiss.
Do you want to hear a jaw
You
dropping,
did.
beautiful story? Ready for this?
Yeah.
I had a blind Yorkie. It sounds like the beginning of a
Oh, you're not
bit.
going to tell the story.
I'm going to
I
tell
want
it
people to
fast.
think
We're at
I'm
an
all right.
hour.
Blind Yorkie.
We have 4 minutes.
Yeah.
He was 12 at the time. I had to go to Reno to open a comedy club in the Sands in Reno. Reno, if you don't know what it is, it's where Vegas goes to die, and Vegas is already dying.
It's a hellhole.
like double death. Everyone is
Yeah,
gray,
yeah, yeah.
covered in cigarette
I've
smoke.
been there.
It's where
Yeah.
people have doubled down on that.
Yes. I have to stay in the Sands because that's where I'm opening this club, and I am miserable. And he says, as the days go by, I sound more and more just like I never was apart from Mac, my blind Yorkie.
Is there a story,
ever?
a reason for the story?
Wait,
Yeah.
listen,
Or
listen.
is
Here's the
it
thing.
Brilliant.
Because it's
By the
dragging
way-
so slowly.
way-
My jaw is hurting, not dropping.
You will be off this podcast if you keep this up.
Well, it would be inventive if he actually made up a cut down instead of exactly repeating what I just
That's
said to you,
valid.
Donald Trump.
And
At
that's
least come
that's
up
the
with
whole-
your
that's the whole
own
point.
cut downs.
You
But it's
ever
not
About that is,
funny.
if I didn't say it so closely, you wouldn't have got that I was trying to pretend be like
a callback.
It's callback. It's
It
what
wasn't
happens
exactly.
in comedy
I know.
It
shows.
was called lazy.
calling
That's
back.
what it's called.
So here's the
lazy.
thing. You ever have somebody call
That was
you?
a basic
I just want to tell
callback.
how you were acting. She's calling me from this place in Reno, and
Oh.
every day it literally sounded like someone was slowly draining the life from you.
Well,
It was-
that place was awful.
it was
and
horrible.
I had never been away from Mac for that long.
Right.
I was his seeing eye
he
person.
15 at that point?
He was 12 at
12
that
or
point, but
13.
he
Is
had been
Mac the
blind since he
Yorkie,
was
or is
3
Yeah,
or
it was your
4.
first Yorkie.
And so it was important that he be with me. My brother was keeping him. I didn't know when I was going home. He, by the way, was sending me Gerber daisies every day. They were being delivered to my room every day to make, and the card would just have the number on them because he's a softie. And
Where did that guy go?
I know, right?
No, I got it.
Yeah.
Mental note.
Oh my gosh. Because you said, what's your dream? And I said, I don't know, to have a guy send me 27 bouquets of Gerber daisies because I love Gerber
For
daisies.
a month, yeah.
And so for the next 27 days, the card would just be numbered 23. So anyway, I am just depressed and I'm not going home. I'm washing my clothes in a laundromat and then had to go to Planned Parenthood in Reno to have my yearly exam because I wasn't going. It was the best day ever. Laundromat, Planned Parenthood.
And it's like, it's in the Reno Planned Parenthood, it's her homeless people.
Yeah, it was
crack
scary.
addict.
It was really
like-
scary.
she
I've
called
been
me.
to Reno. It's pretty.
I just had to get
It's sketchy. The whole
yearly
town is
exam.
It's
sketchy.
sketchy. It's
Yeah, I
sketchy.
wasn't pregnant. I just had to get my regular exam and I wasn't going home. So anyway, I am sitting on the casino floor. My very best friend was named Jennifer, and I'm teaching because I'm about to open this casino club, and I'm teaching this class of new employees. And I look across the casino floor while I'm talking, and I'm like, man, that girl looks like Jen, my best friend. And I look away, and I keep talking, and I look up, and this girl keeps walking across, and I'm like, God, that girl, she's like Jen's doppelganger. And then finally, I just go back to what I'm doing, and I look up one more time, and she's come closer, and then she stops and just waves and smiles really big. It's Jen. It's my best friend who has flown from Louisiana. And she comes up to me and I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? And she tells me that he flew her there. And in the bag that she has thrown over her shoulder is my blind dog. He called her to fly me my blind Yorkie to Reno and surprise me so I would have my best friend and my little blind dog for the whole
That's
weekend.
awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
The Yorkie didn't know it was probably
And
there.
years later, 2 days ago, I was the biggest jerk possible.
No, that
but
was
thanks,
yesterday.
yes, it was
Well,
yesterday.
and 2 days. So
2 days, 2 days. It was
you-
yesterday and
you're
the day
going
before
for
that.
the record.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so thank you for so that maybe that story might have dug me out a tiny bit, but I need to do another one like
Can
that.
I ask when that happened? Took
That
was
was when
early
we
on.
first started
We
dating.
first started dating.
2007?
Yes. 2007.
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
time ago.
And we're still together.
It's
So
beautiful.
far. I'll get better.
Yeah,
And
got better.
No, but
And-
you grow each fight. You grow.
Right.
You grow.
And now from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Ray bringing you the Bombshell news. Bombshell?
Anti-sex toilets will detect violent movement and douse randy couples in water.
Is this a problem?
Yeah.
What?
This is
Where is this at?
according to Wales Online. It's in Wales.
Maybe they wanted water.
Porthcawl Town Council, they have now submitted plans to the local authority to replace Griffin Park facilities with a new €170,000 bathroom plan.
Wait, so people in Wales are going into so it's weird. I just here's a picture. I picture England, just the calmest people. Hello, good to see you. Oh, I need to go to the loo. Do you need to go? I do. All right, let's go. Walk, 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 cane, walk, cane, walk, and then
I see.
let's do it on the toilet. I don't quite understand this.
Actually, it's 170,000 pounds. I thought it was euros, but it's pounds. They
What?
have
And
have
squirts you with
planning
water.
What is
documents
the
and
problem?
everything. They've now submitted.
Okay, but I got the toilet. But let's go back to the problem.
It's because in public bathrooms, people are
Take
having
time.
a lot of sex. I think that's fairly clear, isn't it?
So they're gonna have what, cameras or a sex
It's gonna squirt water at them.
like a
That's-
sensor on the
Yes.
toilet that'll
Yeah.
just
So
like dogs,
Yeah,
just
like-
gonna shoot them down.
There's
Gotta
a- yes.
split you up. Yeah, let's
There's
do
a
it.
range of deterrent measures, including weight-sensitive floors to make sure only one user is in the cubicle at a time, as well as sensors that detect violent movements. When the sensors are triggered, the cubicle's inhabitants will be doused with fine jets of water. The doors automatically open, and a high-pitched alarm will sound.
Oh, that's kind of okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, but some people that's their kink. Some people are like, "Hey, let's go in this one. If we both stand on it, it'll spray us with water, and an alarm will go. So right as we finish, it will sound like 4th of July."
If
Wait,
all
what's the
that's
weight limit?
if all that's
Because one American person's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
fucked.
yeah, that's all you. A tourist from Mississippi's walking in, and all of a sudden, you ain't gonna believe what happened. I'm taking a shit, and this thing squirted me with water, and then an alarm went off. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Also, the bathrooms will have a restricted time entry with an audible warning combined with the lights and heat being switched off. So you'll be in the dark, you'll be sprayed with water, the door will open, an alarm will sound.
This doesn't
It'll be
happen in
freezing
Guantanamo. Like, it's like a prison camp bathroom. So when you go to England, hold it.
Yeah.
They're actually doing a demolition project to get rid of the current facilities. They're starting from scratch.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Must be a
here's what
problem.
happened: is we brought in a black light, and it was horrible, disgusting. Better to bury it.
A study has revealed that nearly half of people do not change their underwear daily, and some people wear the same pair for an entire week. Please cut to his face.
Are you kidding?
I would not. What's your dad's
Are
favorite
they turning them
phrase?
inside out though?
Yeah.
Are they?
What's
Yeah, but that's still 2 days. That's two.
What's
That's
your dad's
double-sided.
favorite phrase?
That's what?
I wouldn't shit you.
Because you're my favorite turd.
This is dad's
But-
favorite phrase.
But these people are just keeping their favorite turds for a
No,
week.
I'm just saying I'm not kidding. This is
I don't-
real.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's not even a possibility.
45%
Yeah.
of people have said that they do not change their underwear daily, and 13% of those say that they even confess to wearing the same pair for an entire week.
Okay,
That-
a week, that's like a sanitary problem. Like you can get.
I'm
sick.
2
sorry.
days
You
is
get sick.
Sorry, it's 2
Yeah.
days is a
4
sanitary
hours.
problem.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Right.
Oh, 2 days is, but I mean, like you could get like skin diseases from that kind of shit. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know this.
How do you know that?
Because
my family, we grew up.
Do you wanna
We had
know?
one pair of
Yes.
underwear
Okay.
between the five of
No.
us.
I went
Here
on a
he
lot
goes.
of skate trips.
Uh-huh.
And we take
Oh,
like
right.
10, 12 guys, and we go skate different places around the country.
And you don't always have
Some of those
facilities to get.
dudes didn't change their underwear, and they would fucking same pants, and they would have these rashes and like bumps on their
How
legs.
did you see their rashes?
If they're shorts
shorts, skating.
or anything
The
like
rash
that.
would come out of the
Yeah.
pants.
I mean, wearing the same pants probably results
Yeah,
in the same
dirty. It
effect
just-
as anything.
It also picks up like bacteria.
Skin,
Ugh.
any sort of
People, for God's sake.
bacteria, yeah, on your body.
Okay, listen. I don't want to get disgusting. I don't think I can get any more disgusting this story.
It
But
does say it can lead to
But one day,
infections.
I can't. I take my underwear. I can't get near them. It's good. There's something happening in my taint that is a factory of horror there, and it needs to go into the washing machine. I'm sorry. One day's good. I work out for 2 hours. I'm like, we're burning these. These are
Oh,
going
God.
down.
After working out, you don't go back into those.
Yeah, but everybody does though. They went for a week.
No.
By the way, we're not friends. Anybody listening, if you don't come to my shows, if you're wearing the same underwear for 5 days, we're out. I'm done.
Just go commando.
You're
at
done.
that
Go
point.
see you, Larry the Cable Guy. Go watch somebody else. I'm not. Wow, I'm upset.
Also, most people have owned their underwear so long they don't remember when they bought it. So this group is saying after a year, throw them out, start over.
I do.
Get
I
some
always
new
gotta get
ones.
new pecs.
Well, we have a sponsor that sends you new underpants.
Do you love me undies?
No. So there you go. Just wanted to share that bit of nastiness with you guys.
Can I just say?
Florida toilet explodes after lightning strikes the septic tank.
So Florida's out doing whales now. Here's what we're
pulled
gonna
this
do.
out.
If you're going in the bathroom and screwing, we're gonna blow it up.
That's how Florida would deal with it, actually.
They wouldn't spend 170 pounds.
Bombs.
170 pounds on the bathroom. We're gonna blow that shit up.
This is in Port
Drop an
Charlotte,
M80 in
Florida.
the toilet. He doing her in there. Boom, M80 that shit.
Trailer park in Port Charlotte, Florida, your favorite place.
Ugh, Port Charlotte. Was Port Charlotte the one? Outside of worst people I've ever met.
No, don't say that.
It is one of some of the worst
No,
people.
you were just not happy because that was where at that club that day they had held Roger Stone's fundraiser.
Yes,
You
and
were-
everybody in that club was so that
someone
part of
actually
Florida.
heckled you by calling you a heretic.
Yeah, some guy, I got called a heretic, and I started doing a Shakespeare thing on stage. Some guy I was
Yeah.
doing. Okay, so it's this club out there, which it's a bit of a nutty club, and it's near Naples, Florida, right?
Mhm.
And it's like one of the top 7 richest places in America. Plus, it's southern, so it's really hardcore Republican. And I was doing Ameriged there. Right, and they were
Oh, no.
irritated,
Yeah.
dude, irritated. So I'm doing a bit. You saw the show. It's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's good. It's not. It doesn't even all deal with politics. And some guy, I was doing the wall bit. Some guy just goes, "You heretic!" And which is the weirdest heckle I've ever got in my life. And I went, "Hello, what?
Hear ye, hear
Heretic?
ye.
Heretic am I? I say you, sir."
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
I did. I started going. You will stand outside amongst the peasants, and we will discuss this. So I just started going off, and nobody laughed at all.
No one laughed?
No, they're like,
Oh.
yeah, he is a heretic.
Okay.
Son of a bitch is a heretic. I'm
Oh
like,
my
fucking.
God.
By the way, I just have to throw this out there
Yeah.
that there's a company that's now making clear plastic shorts for men. So, and I have a picture.
Why? Let me see.
It's your
Why?
brief show or whatever.
Oh, do they have pockets?
That's not a pocket.
That's not a pocket. Then he's
Come
wearing.
with sausage.
Then he's wearing. He said, "Hey, it's butcher box."
Stop.
You
Let go
butchered
of
all
my
the ads
computer.
today, literally.
Okay, now so he's got clear shorts and he's wearing a speedo
thong.
under the
Got a thongy on. They're waterproof.
Really,
Beach.
the
You can wear
clear.
them on the beach if you want.
What is wrong?
They're only $26.99.
By the way, do you know right before Sodom and Gomorrah went down, clear shorts. That's one of
Yeah.
the signs of
Yeah.
Revelations. It was the last sign
They
was
have
the
a
clear
drawstring.
shorts.
That's why she turned to salt. She looked back and saw.
Nice biblical reference. So she said, "Ah!" Wow. We know a lot about
That's
PC's
really
family.
strange. I saw a tweet yesterday about Lot and his wife as well. It's weird. It's making a comeback.
Yeah,
actually.
right.
Someone said, "Hey, is your wife salty?" and then it had Lot, and he's like, nice asshole, or something like that. But it's like, wow, that's
pretty good.
very rare that
Yeah,
twice in 2 days do you get a Lot reference. Anyway, I just wanted to throw it out there. It's an exclusive limited edition. You might want to go get them now.
Gentlemen, do not get clear shorts.
Do it.
Women, get clear shorts.
Gang leader attempts prison escape disguised as his daughter. I kind of love this story because he had to leave his daughter in prison to get out.
And what did his daughter look like that they're like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
42-year-old Clauvino da Silva tried to sneak out of a prison complex by wearing a silicone mask, a wig, a black bra, and a tight t-shirt with 3 pink donuts on it. I have a picture. He's serving 73 years for drug trafficking, and he apparently planned to leave his 19-year-old daughter in prison to do the time for him.
No, they would have found out. They didn't. Let me see. Is there a picture of the dude?
Yeah, it's gross. He's a tiny man.
He's wearing a mask. Wow, that's weird. He's wearing a mask, glasses. I gotta say that. Then they got him.
Yeah.
Wow, they made a full-on silicone mask, dude. It's crazy.
Well, look, they've got pictures of him taking off the stuff now. They're making him take it off on video.
It's pretty.
He's a tiny little
Look at
man.
this, man. You can buy it. You can kind of buy it from this distance.
By the way, if
bet
you
you
can
close-
pass for your daughter, rethink your look
or your protein intake.
or your workout plan.
That's good. That's valid.
Yeah, actually, someone's.
They have pictures.
Yeah.
We'll show some security footage of him taking it. He looks kind of embarrassed. He looks kind of really embarrassed. Just kidding, right? So 70. I'm not going to get 73 more years, am I? Like,
Damn.
yeah. I tell you what. If my sentence is 73 years, I'm trying. I'm going for it. I'm doing something.
I just kind of like that he didn't give a crap about his daughter. He was like, "Hey, you stay here. Daddy needs out." A pub now will pay for your headstone if you die eating their 12,000 calorie burger challenge.
That's sick.
This is just indicative
It's a
of who
punishment.
we are today.
Is this in
isn't it?
America?
This is in George Pub and Grill in County Durham. No. Burger challenge. It's $28.95, right? It's called
That's
the Big
all-
Ben number 10.
For 12,000 calorie burger?
Pounds. Features a stack of 10 burgers smothered in cheese, and each layer is topped with bacon. There's also a side of fries. The whole thing weighs 1.5 kilograms, or kilograms, as you would say, kilograms.
Kilograms.
Contains around 12,000 calories, which is 5 times more than your average daily recommended intake. There's a picture of it. It's insane. If you can eat the whole thing,
They'll pay for your headstone.
then you win. But if you die, they'll pay for your headstone.
So here's the thing. Here's the sick part of me being a man,
Yep.
and I saw it in his eyes too. We both went,
Kinda
we could
sounds
do
good.
that. It sounded like, you know what? If we with the right amount of alcohol in me, hey, bring it.
Yeah.
By the way, and this was just an aside, but you remember our old friend Joey Chestnut?
Yep.
Remember that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
The
jaw,
jaw
Yeah.
workout.
the hot dog guy? He has now eaten 413 Hooters chicken wings in 12 hours at the Mall of Georgia. He won.
And what did he get?
He's Joey
Diarrhea.
Chestnut, yo.
What, and a tumor.
He started at 11 a.m. Wow. Went for 12 hours.
That's gotta beat your tongue up, the
Beat
the
your
wings.
intestines,
that
your
too, but yeah.
colon.
By the way, there was no sex had in that toilet for many weeks after when he got rid of that, and there was no
but
one
the
had in
alarm
there.
that's
probably went
clout.
off.
The alarm went off. Definitely went off.
Oh my God.
Spray him with
Someone's
water.
having sex on the toilet. Wah, wah.
Why is there wing sauce everywhere?
Woo, woo.
Wow.
Yeah, is that crazy? He's only 41 or something. We're gonna hear that this guy's dead.
Yeah.
Ah, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? Why?
Well, there's another him and there's an Asian dude that's there's him and the Asian dude are the best in the world, and they talk shit. They talk shit like they're competitor. They're really it's
Wrestling.
He does jaw exercises with a weight hanging. I mean, he's serious.
It wasn't really
about
jaw exercises. It was Lindsey Graham does the same ones.
it.
Oh my God. Oh.
Are you making editing notes?
He said, "Oh, I don't know why he made that noise." But okay. Yeah. Do you want another one? I don't know.
No, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Guys,
Nice.
if you want any of the Combustion Speedwear stuff, go to combustonspeedwear.com. It's Hot Rod Guy stuff. Go check it out.
Why does it have to be guy stuff?
You can get girl stuff too if you
Thank
want
you.
it. We got a couple ones. There's
Or women.
There's a bonus or women.
Thank you.
There's a shirt that's not on there right now. We'll put it up there. It's called the Shifter shirt. It's this hand holding the shifter, and on the back it says, if everything's under control, you're not going fast enough. That one's not on there. Get it. If you want to order a leather jacket, we have it. One more thing. We are going to be at Flappers Comedy Club on Friday and Saturday, 8:00 shows, both nights. Next week, we're going to be
in West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center.
Yes, West Hampton Beach.
And then Cleveland Hilarities.
And then the Cleveland Hilarities, one of my favorite clubs to work, by
and
the
then
way.
a bunch of Regina gigs coming up the next.
All new material. And we're going to announce this right now. We have an announcement to make.
Oh no.
Yeah, you ready?
I don't know.
Bombshell Rachel Bradley, has booked a theater to film her special. February 1st, people, we are filming Alpha Chick here in Los Angeles. If you want to go to ChristopherTitus.com.
No. Why would they do that?
Because my website's...
No, I don't
Well,
want
I'm
you giving anything away yet.
We're
I want you to
producing it.
just sit on that announcement for a minute, Big Daddy.
You tell them.
There you go. That was it. February 1st at the El Portal in Los Angeles.
So next week we're going to give
shows.
Next week we're going to give out this how to get tickets because we want to get that thing sold out. And you can go, guys. I got to tell you, I've been working with her for 10 years now. She was around comedy 6 years before that every night. I've got to tell you, come to our shows not just to see me. You got to see this girl. She is blowing the roof off every night. So there's a couple nights where I'm backstage and I hear like roaring. I'm like, what is someone getting beaten? What's going on? Why is people cheering like that? And it's her. She just crossed this line where like really a headliner. It's really crazy to watch.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. February 1st. Mark it down. We'll give you information next week because I've got the kibosh put in. Why are you kicking me?
I'm not kicking you.
All right, guys. Thank you for some Titus podcast. Do me a favor, tell people about it. Thanks for watching us on YouTube and subscribe. Thanks for myself, Bombshell Ray, and the amazing PZE. Later.
Peace out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is Willie Jello Johnson for the Titus Podcast. That's right, people. Go to ChristopherTitus.com to get all Christopher Titus's upcoming tour dates. You could also go to CombustionSpeedwear.com to get some cool stuff. And subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Whose tube is it? YouTube.